Welcome back to Old Folks Racing PlayStation. Welcome back to Indianapolis Road Course. And welcome back to the IndyCar Chevrolet in road course configuration. This is race 2. Diogo Silva won race 1 and he's on pole position for race 2 as well. With Cavalla, Del Taylor, Jorge Jesus, Diogo Almeida and Darren Head in the top 6. Gonçalo Mota, Scott Davely, Simon Allen and Jambo complete the top 10. Mike Langley and Todd Antonio are still there as well. Look at this is a good start from pretty much everyone. Almost contact there between the blue car and someone else, but at least the cars managed to go into turn 1 without any further drama. Look at this 3 wide, almost contact there between Diogo Silva, Cavalla and Jorge Jesus that were 3 wide at some point, but Jorge Jesus remains in third. Oh, look at this, that was Gonçalo Mota. Oh, and the disaster there. Jorge Jesus, he hit Cavalla and all sorts of mayhem. This time they waited until turn 3 or turn 4, but oh, look at that. And some, oh dear, I'm not sure. This is a very good driving from a number of drivers there. I think that was Cavalla trying to recover. Ended up hitting another car, but it was all triggered by Jorge Jesus and Cavalla getting together, and this is a disaster for Cavalla. Of course, he is still in the battle for the championship, and now he's down in 8th spot. And look at that, Diogo Almeida is up to second. Diogo Silva retains the lead, and Cavalla is now on the inside of Darren Head. Almost contact there at the end of the first lap. We are going to try to establish which drivers have lost time. Certainly Jorge Jesus lost time, is in 10th spot. Also, of course, Cavalla lost time. Look at this, this is the battle between Scott Davely and Del Taylor, that for third place, and Scott Davely outbraked himself. Oh, look at this is Jambo getting overtaken by, I believe, Simon Allen. And lost a bit of time there in that Penske number 2. So all sorts of mayhem here in the first couple of laps. Cavalla still in 8th spot. Oh, look at this bumping Jambo there, a little bit off track there. But Cavalla desperate to recover some ground here. Jambo now in 7th place. So look at this, Gonçalo Mota is on the inside of Cavalla. That didn't work, and it was quite a late move. Oh, Jambo is off the road, and so is Cavalla. Some oil on the track maybe, but Jambo went off the road slightly, so did Cavalla. Here comes Gonçalo Mota on the outside of Jambo with all sorts of, oh yeah, that was a bit tight there, with Jambo losing a bit more time. It is just losing position after position. He's now lost also to Jorge Jesus, and here comes Cavalla. Oh, Cavalla spins! Cavalla spins, this is huge! This is huge for the championship, and look at this, he presses the reset button, but now he's sitting in 11th spot. Now he's last, because Todd Antonio is going to go over the line. Yes, that is exactly right. Cavalla is in 12th spot, would you believe it? He was on the front row, had that incident with Jorge Jesus and lost time, then was a little bit stuck behind a few drivers, and now with this spin he's dead last, and he certainly has got a lot of work to do. Oh, look at this, Simon Allen got hit from behind from I believe it was Darren Head. Darren Head also off the track, and I think Darren was just trying to brake later than Simon, which effectively he did, but ended up knocking him out in the process. Look at this, I think Darren Head is just waiting for Simon to go through, and that's good to see. Simon also trying to recover a position from Jambo. Jambo was losing position, so look at this, Darren Head also, oh, tight racing here with, well, cars all over the place. Look at this now, Jambo and Simon Allen make contact, but Simon Allen, I believe, is going to go through. No, it is Darren Head that passes the two, and again it's the Allen that comes out worse in this battle. Now look at this, Simon Allen is in 9th spot, and he's under pressure from Mike Langley. Darren Head gains a position to Jambo. They go side by side, but I think they are going to maintain their positions into turn 1, and what a hectic race we have seen so far. really strange race, I have to say. This is Cavallen now attacking Simon Allen, and contact between the two drivers, and again Cavallen is in the gravel trap, and again disaster. Oh, someone else is in the gravel as well. That is Mike Langley. I think he went out on his own. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Lots of things happening, and it's always the Allens that are coming out worse in all these battles. Look at this, Simon Allen 9th and Cavallen in 10th. And we haven't seen these on the track, but Scott Lively is up to 2nd. Diogo Silva, by the way, is 6 seconds ahead of everyone else, so he's well positioned for another win. And really, it seems that all you need to do to be quick here is to just keep it on the track and don't tangle with other drivers, because pretty much we've seen tangles. I mean, I think except the top 4, we haven't seen anything with Diogo Silva, with Scott Davey, with Diogo Almeida or Dale Taylor. Pretty much everyone else has tangled with someone else in these, I think, 3 or 4 laps we had so far. 4 laps, in fact, we completed. Because Gonçalo Mota, Jorge Jesus, Darren Head, Jumbo, Simon Allen, Cavallen, and Mike Langley, and maybe Todd Antonio tangled with someone as well. We couldn't quite see that, but pretty much everyone else seems to be in the middle of some accident. So this entire race seems to be an accident waiting to happen for everyone, but the top 4, and really we would expect in race 2 the driving standards to be a little bit better at this point. This is Diogo Silva, the race leader, again in that Scott Dixon Iceman livery, and of course Diogo here dominating this race so far. We are on lap 6. Remember that this is a timed race. This is an experiment this weekend with timed races of 20 minutes. We should be able to do 17 laps. Oh, and this is Gonçalo Mota and Jorge Jesus, an all-Portuguese battle for 6th place, and that was Jorge recovering. Of course, Jorge had been on the 2nd row of the grid, but tangled with Cavallen, I believe, in turn 3. Now is slowly making his way up through the field. This was a 5th place, not 6th, I apologize. Alonso Afonso, Jorge Jesus is up into 6th spot. Gonçalo Mota, of course, is Jorge Jesus is in 5th, and Gonçalo Mota is now in 6th. 7th is now Darren Head. 8th is Jumbo, and then the Allens complete the top 10, but they have some work to do. Of course, this IndyCar has the push to pass button, and I believe some of the drivers must have been using it to complete overtakes. Otherwise it's quite tricky to complete an overtake with this combo. This is momentaneous increase in power, and you've got 10 to use through the entire race. Some drivers possibly using a lot of it on the first lap, but of course it is a bit like a credit card to the extent that you've got the balance, and if you spend everything in the beginning of the race, then you're going to get to the end of the race and you can't use it anymore. Of course, in real life it is a number of minutes that drivers can use, but in Project Cars 2 somehow has ended up being on-off switch that you can, you can use it for whenever you want, really. You can use it multiple times a lap, but you only can press it 10 times. This is Scott Beverly. Scott is doing a great job. He got a podium in race 1, and now he's one better. He's in 2nd place in race 2. As we can see in this screen, we've got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 3rd is Diogo Almeida, 4th is Dale Taylor, and they were battling at some point. Now let's look at the gap between these two drivers. It's around 1 second. Simon Allen has found Jumbo, I think for the 3rd time in this race. Jumbo is already going on the inside, trying to defend from Simon, but it's really Cavallen that has a mountain to climb. On board with Simon Allen now through turn 1, and you can see he drives beautifully there through turn 2. The chicane. Now it's absolutely flat out, and then careful with this corner here. You need to gain speed because from here onwards it's absolutely flat out through this chicane. Not the ideal line through the chicane there, but now he is actually very, very close to Jumbo. He might be on the push to pass, but Jumbo holds the line and continues to be in that 8th place for the time being. But I believe that Simon probably has a bit more pace at this point as we do another sip of red wine. This is lap 9 already, so we are after the midpoint of this race, and now finally the positions begin to stabilize and drivers start to behave a little bit better. But best battle on the track, it's this one for 8th place. Jumbo and Simon Allen, they are going for it. I think Simon Allen probably on the push to pass, and now he's going to go for the inside in turn 1. I believe that Jumbo is trying to hold on to the outside and doing a nice job there, braking at the ideal time. Almost lost it, but not quite. And Simon Allen continues to be behind as we go on the chase camera with Simon Allen trying to battle for 8th place. A little bit off the ideal line there, but held it without going into the gravel trap. Now probably time to be on the push to pass again. He probably should have pushed it, and I don't think he did. Otherwise Jumbo must be using it as well, because they are pretty much nose to tail but not gaining any ground. Simon Allen at least in straight line speeds through the next section here at this Indianapolis circuit. Of course, and Simon makes a mistake, and Kev again following Simon into the grass. This seems almost a carbon copy of what happened a few laps ago, and I think Kev Allen really, I'm not certain that he's got the pace to go anywhere above his current 10th spot. Doesn't seem to be the case right now, unless he finds something out of this Dallara IR12. I don't think we are going to see a very good result by Kev Allen here this afternoon in race 2 of round 8. Of course, it is the race number 16 of the season, as the season gets to its closing stages, and the battle for the title seems to be now between Diogo Silva and Kev Allen. And Jorge Jesus sped on his own and presses the reset button, but does not avoid losing a position to Gonçalo Mota. Again, Gonçalo is up to 5th, but look at this, Jorge probably immediately on the push to pass because he's recovering quite strongly. The position now on the outside here, it's not the ideal line, but he makes it work. Yes, contact there, but it was just a bit of and Gonçalo Mota actually uses that contact as well to keep ahead. That was a good battle there between the two drivers, and Simon Allen again probably on the button, trying to attack Jumbo more decisively, now coming on the outside, but this is not the way to do it, because what you need to do is a good exit here and then dive on the inside of turn 1. We are on lap 11 already, and Simon Allen now seems to be in place for a dive in turn 1, if he can make it work. Or did he? Oh yes, he did dive, but he dived directly into Jumbo's rear. Somehow the two drivers do not lose control of the machine, but look at this, Kev Allen is having a horrible race, absolutely. Oh no, Jumbo makes a mistake here, and here comes Simon Allen, and Jumbo gives him space, and now Simon Allen finally up into 8th place, and I think that Kev Allen is going to go up into 9th. Yes, he is. Diogo Almeida spins on his own from a podium position. Again, the reset button has been pressed, and it is somewhat disturbing to see a car going back into the racing line so quickly with the reset button in this combo. Anyway, Dale Taylor is up into 3rd. Another sip of red wine because I cannot cope with so much action in this race. Gonçalo Mota and Jorge Jesus are again battling, and look at this, Darren Head is not far behind. This is a good battle we've got in our hands here, as in turn 1 they both lock the brakes there, lock a little bit the braking point, but Gonçalo Mota continues to be ahead. Darren Head probably has still some hopes of finishing on the top 5 as we are in the last 5 laps or so of this race. Look at this, Gonçalo Mota into defensive line there on the back straight. Now comes back into the racing line. Oh, and I think he's probably made a mistake there. Yes, he did. And contact between the two drivers, and Jorge Jesus is through. Gonçalo Mota was had a bit of a strange line there, and ended up in the grass. Anyway, Jorge Jesus again in 5th. By the way, Diogo Almeida with that spin is down to 4th. Cavallan has overtaken Jambo as in, and he's up into 9th spot. Now he's got Simon Allen ahead of him. And look at this again, another mistake, and here comes Jambo, and yes, he's going to get him. And Cavallan is just having a nightmare of a race. He was up in 9th place, but he does not seem to not make a mistake every lap. At least look at this, he's now Darren Head on Gonçalo Mota. Gonçalo, of course, lost the position to Jorge Jesus, and Darren Head is certainly very, very close indeed to Gonçalo, and this is the battle now for 6th spot, and is allowing Jorge Jesus to have a bit of breathing space there. You see he's pulled up a few car lengths over Gonçalo, that is now with Darren Head all over his mirrors. On board with Darren Head to the inner part of the circuit, now coming back to the faster section before entering the final set of corners, which is, there you go, you're very briefly in the oval, and there you go again back into the infield for the final section of this road course. And the flag here, I believe this is nothing to do. Oh, Darren is well, didn't quite understand if he had made a mistake or not, but he didn't. But it is too much weaving there from Gonçalo Mota, and again he's trying to defend, which is fair enough, but he's not really giving any space whatsoever. Look at this, Darren Head almost into the back of Gonçalo. They might have made contact there. Nice battle. Oh, again contact between the two drivers, and Darren is probably becoming a bit frustrated because he probably feels that he's got the pace to get ahead of Gonçalo. Look at this, Gonçalo again weaving all over the track, coming back into the racing line. Now let's see, last lap he did make a mistake here. Now no such mistake in this lap. Oh, look at this, they almost have contact as we have this, very near the camera changes, highlighting Darren Head and all the work that he's doing with that Dallara Chevrolet as they complete yet another lap, and that's already lap 15. Not much to go in this race. Look at this now, and he's going on the inside, and I think that couldn't quite figure out what to make of this. I don't think it was anything else but lag. And now Darren Head has got the good exit, and he's probably is on the push to pass, because now this is a golden opportunity for him to dive into turn 1. Will he do it? Will he do it? He seems to be a bit far behind, and didn't work this time round. They enter lap 15. I believe there will be 2 to go at the end of this one. And again, just like in race 1, the 20 minutes will be enough for 17 laps. Now this is a good exit here from Darren Head. He's probably on the push to pass as well, and he's coming after Gonçalo. Look at this, Gonçalo now moving on the inside, and again, now moving back into the racing line, and Darren is trying to go on the outside. Didn't work at this stage, but nice battle between these two drivers. We are watching the battle for 6th spot in this race. The leader, Diogo Silva, is almost 10 seconds ahead of Scott Davey. Scott up into 2nd since the early stages of this race. Now Darren Head has found a way to at least go side by side with Gonçalo Mota. Gonçalo squeezes him into the outside, but now Darren is clearly a little bit faster, and look at this, a bit of weaving there by Gonçalo, but surely now Darren has the chance to go on the inside. Not quite. Lap 16, and this is a fairly short lap. Oh, Darren makes a mistake there, and Gonçalo gets a bit of breathing space, but now he's coming back at him very, very quickly indeed. I don't know how many push-to-passes they have, but if I were Darren Head, I would certainly be using mine right now. Right now, at this point, and oh, look at that braking point was a little bit. Oh no, it was all leaves him a bit of space, but shuts the door on him. And oh, where did he go? Well, nice overtake there. I'm not entirely sure how it happened, but I did see Gonçalo Mota behind Darren Head and also cutting the track at one point. Darren Head is ahead and is in 6th place now. 5th is Jorge Jesus. 4th is Diogo Almeida. 3rd, and Del Taylor is up to 3rd. Yes, we've seen that because Diogo Almeida has made that mistake, that spin. As we are now on the last lap of the race, someone is stopped there. It may be Todd Antonio. Yes, it is Todd Antonio in 12th, and he might be DNFing this race. And here is the leader since turn 1. He had a bit of a hairy moment in that turn 1 with Cavallo and Jorge Jesus very briefly making it 3 wide, but he survived that corner and comes to complete the 2nd win in 2 races. Diogo Silva is going to win again at Indianapolis, and that is a good victory for the Portuguese driver to assume again the leadership of the point standings. Look at this, Scott Davely, also nice performance here in 2nd place, and that's 2 podiums for the American driver. Del Taylor, good racing there as well to come in 3rd. 4th is going to be Diogo Almeida, and Jorge Jesus is going to complete the top 5 in this race. Darren Head is going to be 6th. That was quite a fighting race for the British driver. 7th is going to be Gonçalo Mota. The Allens are going to come 8th. And where is Cavallo? Cavallo is in 10th spot, and that's not where he wants to be to fight for this championship, as Jumbo completes the race in 9th and Mike Langley in 11th. This was the 2nd race at Indianapolis. Dominant win from Diogo Silva, and that's all from this round. See you very soon in the next round. There is the result of this race. Diogo Silva, Scott Davely and Del Taylor are on the podium.